First All-Star Wrestling returns to Madison Square Garden, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday, April 21. Pat Patterson is hopeful of successfully defending the Intercontinental Championship against his rival, the Olympian Ken Patera. And on the 21st of April, Big Bob Duncombe has the gall and the guts to step off against the one and only Andre the Giant. Bob Backlund looking forward to defending the World Wrestling Federation title, although with some apprehension, against the #1 contender, Samoan #1. And, of course, everyone waiting for the return bout with Larry Zbyszko and Bruno Sammartino. Our guest now, Bob Backlund, the title holder, who realizes indeed what you're up against, realizing the Samoan #1 perhaps a little tougher, if that's possible, than Samoan #2. They almost are impervious to pain, Bob. With that in mind, perhaps you're going to have to change your tactics a bit, considering your previous encounter.
Yes, I am, Vince. Geez, I remember the end of that match, and it was going pretty much on the Samoan side, and I surely didn't like none of it, and he made a mistake, and I got him for it. But I don't want to get in that position again. I want to be on top of things during this whole match, and I'm gonna change things a little bit, Vince, and we're gonna find out if it helps.
All righty. Thank you very much. The champion, Bob Backlund. Our guest now, ladies and gentlemen, yet another champion, the Intercontinental title holder, Pat Patterson, and Ken Patera, undoubtedly your toughest test to date in regards to holding on to this belt.
Vince, let's face it, Ken Patera was very successful when he was lifting weight. When he went to the Olympic, he won the medal. And now he's becoming a wrestler, and he wants to be a champion. Of course, every wrestler wants to be a champion. And now he wants to take the belt away from me. Well, I know I'm going to have my hands full. He's big, and he's strong, and he's rough. But, Vince, I'll tell you one thing. This is not weightlifting. This is wrestling. And if he wants a match, I'll give him a match. If he wants a fight or a brawl, I'll give him a brawl. As far as I'm concerned, when I walk out of the ring, I'll walk out as the champion. The fans are behind me. They're backing me up 100%, and I love it.
Thank you very much. There you have it from Pat Patterson. Our guest now, ladies and gentlemen, Bruno Sammartino, wrestling's living legend, returning to Madison Square Garden. Bruno, Larry Zbyszko, seems to me that, I don't know if you've had, let's talk about the personal side of this confrontation. Undoubtedly, this is the most bitter turmoil that has ever happened, I think, in professional wrestling. You and Larry Zbyszko, some fans still see it Larry Zbyszko's way. Some wrestlers, obviously, also see it Zbyszko's way. Many of the fans, the vast majority of them and the wrestlers see it more, certainly more to your liking, more to your way. But this has to hurt you personally. I mean, down deep. I know that it has to, I would assume, have problems in terms of sleeping at night, because you know that you've got a return match. You know that, this man is just gnawing at you. I mean, do you have problems sleeping?
Not so badly anymore. Only probably sleeping because I'm too anxious for the bout to take place. In the beginning, I did, yeah, because I was bewildered by it all. And you say that even some fans may side with him, or even some wrestlers. If they do, I don't understand it, because I've never done nothing but the best for this guy. I've spent precious time of my life to teach everything and anything at all that I knew. I never held anything back. Then he claims that I'm the guy who held him back. I'm the guy who got him wrestling around the world to get a reputation. No, I don't feel guilty at all about that. I feel in my heart is good. My conscience are all clear, because I've never tried to do anything but the best for the man. And in turn, he tried to end me completely. He tried to knock my brains out. He tried to end my career and my life, for God's sakes. No, I only no sleepless night as far as that part. Only sleepless night in the sense of anxious to get Larry, because yeah, I'm bitter. I'm so damn bitter. I've never been so bitter about anything in my life. I had to have a neck broken 5 years ago, and I was nearly as bitter. And I thought that was the most bitter part of my life. I thought I would never be bitter more than I was at that time. And believe it or not, that was a broken neck, and I am more bitter about this situation than I was then. But that bitterness is going to come out. Larry saw how you're going to come out, because at the very end of that bout that you accused me of taking advantage of you while your foot was on the rope, that was just a mild little taste you got of what you're going to feel in the next Garden show. Because there I have so much stored in here, so much, that it's all going to come out. See, I don't have to prove a point this time. Last time I had to prove you a liar. I had to show you that I was a better wrestler, that I could get holds on you couldn't escape. I had to prove that I was as quick as you, if not even quicker. This time I don't have to prove that. This time my purpose for this bout is, Larry, I've proven you as the liar that you are. Now I have to wipe you out. Get you out of wrestling, get you out of my head. Get you out of sight, get rid of you. And I'm going to do it in Madison Square Garden, Larry, but remember, you asked for it.
Bruno Sammartino.